Hi there everyone, Beta Voxel here, and welcome back to another Minecraft mod highlight. Today we're taking a look at the Doggy Talents mod, which adds a new way to interact with the wolves in your world that you've tamed. It's very similar to a mod that we covered very early on in the mod highlight series, but I think this one's a bit cooler than the first, so without further ado, I think we just get into it. So in this house over here, I've got a dog that I tamed a long time ago, and just to kind of demonstrate, this mod will work with dogs you've already tamed, so you don't have to worry about going out and finding a new wolf to tame for this. Now, by default, these wolves that you've already tamed will not be a part of the mod. In order to get them with all the new stuff this mod adds, we're going to take a look at the first item here, which is the training treat. So, to craft a training treat, you need 1 string, 1 bone, 1 gunpowder, and 3 sugar, 3 wheat, and that will give you a training treat if you lay it out in a crafting table just like that. So, when you have a training treat, you're going to right-click your dog, whether it's a new dog you've tamed or an old one, right-click him, he'll stand up, and that should allow you to see that this has worked. So, if we grab a few other things here, namely a stick. You'll need a stick for this mod. If this mod has worked and you've right-clicked your dog with a training treat, you should be able to right-click them with a stick now, and that will open up this menu here. So there's a lot going on, and we're going to cover them one by one, but for now, the only thing we're going to take a look at inside this menu is the wolf's name. And you can name your wolf whatever you'd like. We're just going to name him Dog for now, just to keep it simple. And there you go. You can see that he's got a name tag now, and you can keep your eye on him from a distance. Also, if you get close to him, there's a few other indicators here that pop up, and we'll talk about those in a second. But for right now, if you've got yourself a lapis lazuli block, and you right-click your dog with that, you can change the different colors of his collar, and kind of just cycle through them. There's a few different things in here, including some patterns like this rainbow one. I think I saw like a spiked collar in there. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So we'll keep this on this guy right here. So if we take this guy outside with us, he should follow along here pretty well. They do still teleport to you if you get too far, as you will see in a second, I guess, if he registers them too far. Maybe. Oh, there he is. Okay, cool. So we got our dog out here. We're going to take him over to this first chest over here to kind of show off some of the new interactions that dogs have in this mod, because they're a little smarter than regular Minecraft wolves. So, in this chest here, we've got a diamond pickaxe and a diamond sword. Now, I think one of the common issues you can come across when walking around with a dog in your world, and I think one of the major reasons that a lot of us just leave them sitting at home for hours and days and weeks and months on end, is because they can get in the way of things, and sometimes they can get hurt or just kind of be annoying. So I wanted to show you this here. So if you walk into a cave here, and let's say you're mining, doing your thing, and you've got your dog with you, which is going to be more useful. You're going to want to keep your dog around with you in this mod, by the way. But you're in a cave and you're mining, and your dog's falling behind. You know, if you're mining down this area right here, there's a chance the dog will walk in front of you and you might accidentally hit them, or maybe they'll walk into lava or something. So what you can do to remedy that is if you crouch while holding your pickaxe or tool or, you know, whatever you've got, the dog will actually not get in front of you. And if you can come down here with me, get in this hole so I can show it off. Oh, took a little bit of fall damage there. See if he'll come back over here. There we go. So we've got him here, and I'll lift him up, and if I crouch while I'm mining away with my tool, he will stay right there and not leave from that spot until I've finished. And when I've finished, I just stand back up, and he'll be able to walk again and go wherever he wants. So I'll crouch, and I'll stay, stand up, and he will be able to move. Now, the second thing that a dog can do is when you've got a sword out, and this can be especially traumatic if you've got you're fighting some enemies and your dog's trying to help you out and he jumps in front of you and you've accidentally hit him with your diamond sword. Not a good situation to be in. So if we've got a sword out, you'll see that the dog will run away from us and he'll keep a constant distance from us whenever we've got a sword of any type out. So this pretty much ensures that your dog will never jump in front of you while you're doing stuff in your world like fighting or harvesting some animals like that. The dog will always try to stay away from you. And you can see once I put that away, he'll chill out next to me and he won't run away. But as soon as I pull it back out, there he goes. Alright, the next thing with the dogs, and we'll talk about one of these indicators above them. Let me sit him down here. So you can see when you approach the dog, you can see a number above their name. And this number actually reflects their hunger, because dogs get hungry now. So right now it's at 50. I think when we first tamed him, he started at 60. And you can see that's gone down a bit. So if you take any food item, I'm pretty sure, or any meat item really, you'll be able to feed your dog this meat, and you can see the number went up to 89 here. So dogs can eat up to a max value of 120. That is the max amount of food they can store. But when a dog is above 60 points of hunger, their hunger will drain quite quickly. So it says that it only takes about 5 minutes for your dogs to go from 120 to 60, but it'll take a full Minecraft day for your dog to go to 60 to 0. And so keep that in mind while you're feeding your dogs and deciding when's the time to feed them or not. And the only thing that feeding reflects is how fast your dog will heal. So if you are in combat and your dog takes some damage, it might be worth it to go ahead and give him a bunch of food to get him up to 120 because he will heal faster than if he's at 60. But just keep that in mind. The next thing we'll talk about is death for dogs, which is a little scary. But with this mod, dogs do not actually die. You cannot kill your dog that you own here, so nothing will hurt your dog. Well, I guess they'll get hurt, but they won't die from it. And to demonstrate this, unfortunately, we're going to have to take the dog out back. So I'm going to try to strike the dog, see if he's trying to run away from me because I've got the sword, but we're going to hit him until he's not doing too well anymore. And there we go. So you see, if we sit him down here, the dog has an I right here next to his hunger and above his name. These different letters indicate different states for the dog that they're in right now, and I means that he is incapacitated. So while your dog is incapacitated, he will still be able to follow you around, and you can take him home and whatnot, but he will not be able to attack anything. He won't be able to use any skills, which we haven't talked about yet, but you can see them up here. He won't be able to eat food. I mean, he loses a lot. The only thing he can do is really follow you around. But to remedy this, all you have to do, and we'll take him back over here so we can see this in action, all we have to do is feed him a cake. And cake will remove the incapacitated status effect from your dog, and will also fully heal them back up to max health. So, right-click with the cake, and he is doing just fine. There we go. Now up here, we're going to take a look at my dog just jumped off the cliff there again. We're going to take a look at some of the commands you can give your dog, which we kind of talked about with the letter above their head. So right now, and whenever you tame a new dog, I'm pretty sure at least, it will always start with the letter D, which means he is docile. Docile means that they will not attack any creatures whatsoever. So right now, my dog, the only thing he's doing is following me around. If I wanted to change that and do something else, I would take a sign, and if I right-click with a sign, you can see that changes the letter here, and it gives you a little message in chat to tell you what each mode does. So you can see tactical, aggressive, berserker, and then back to docile. So the command beam that this message mentions is right over here with these emblems. There's a few different emblems we have in here, and we'll go over each of them. But first, to craft each of these emblems, they are crafted just like a clock, except for the redstone in the middle, which you usually use for a clock. If we can find that in here. There we go. So, usually, whenever you've got a clock, craft it like this, put the redstone in the middle, get yourself a clock. But with this, all you have to do is change what the centerpiece of the clock would be. So instead of redstone, for example, the command emblem would take a bow. And you'd craft it up just like that. So we've got the command emblem, which takes a bow, as we mentioned. The stay emblem, which uses a stick. The OK emblem, a bone. And the checkup time emblem, which is a string. So, starting off with the command emblem, If we set our dog up and we find a creature in the world that we want our dog to attack, all we do is we take the command emblem in our hand and then we right-click, which will throw out a projectile. This projectile does not deal any damage, it just sets a target for your dog to attack. So, if I right-click this and throw it at this cow, our dog should get... Oh, he set the docile, sorry. We have to change his state first. So, remember that with a sign, we changed that to tactical, which will only allow him to attack when ordered with the command emblem. So, let's try that again. We'll aim the command emblem at the cow, and now our dog will attack this cow until he is dead. And, of course, this works with any mob that you choose. So, you can let your dog know when you want him to fight. Of course, if you want him to fight like normal and just attack anything that attacks you, you can auto aggros nearby threats in response to command beam, and then you can do berserker, auto aggros nearby threats, ignores the command beam, and then back to docile. Next we have the stay emblem, which is pretty simple. All it does is it makes your dog sit down no matter where you are. Well, you have to be somewhat near them, and this is really useful for having multiple dogs around you. If you have a pack of dogs surrounding you and protecting you in your world, then you can use this command emblem to, or sorry, just emblem, this is the command emblem. You can use this emblem, the stay emblem, to make them all sit down at once. And then that just goes right into OK, which, of course, will do the opposite. It will stand all dogs up in the area, so you can move all your dogs at once. Now, finally, we have the checkup time emblem, which is a little bit different. So the checkup time basically allows you to, at a glance, take a look at all of your dog's health. So the way it works is if your dog is injured and you right-click this near your dog will sit down to let you know that it's injured, but if it's healthy, it will stay standing. So if we right-click this, you'll see the dog stands back up because he is fully healthy, nothing has hurt him. But if he were to take some damage, he would sit down again when we use this. I'm right-clicking right now, and nothing is happening because our dog is healthy. Now, one of the last things we're going to look at for the more mundane aspects of the mod is releasing your dogs back into the wild. So if we come on in here, let's try to get this guy in here too. It looks like they have trouble with doors sometimes, so you might have to give them a helping hand. But right here, we have a dog here that I've just put down so we can explore the collar shears, which you can craft by taking a shear and surrounding it with 4 bones, just like this. So what the collar shears allow you to do is release your dog back into the wild. You will give up ownership of your dog, any skill points you've used on him will completely disappear, and when you right-click them, you'll see that this comes up with a puff of smoke, just like you're trying to tame the dog with a bone. And this is because it allows you to make sure that you want to release your dog, because once you release them, there's no going back. Their skill points are gone forever. So if you're really sure you want to release your dog, you kind of just want to keep clicking right-click over and over, and eventually, one of these times, the dog will become unowned, and this is taking quite a while. It says there's a 1 in 50 chance that this works, so it's a little bit tedious if you want to get rid of a dog. I guess it gives you a lot of time to think about it, but I think you get the idea. Okay, now's the time we talk about these skill points that we've mentioned a few times. So, we've got our dog here, and back here we've got the regular training treats that we've already gone over. And if we look at our dog right here, we can see that there's a ton of different categories here to level up your dog with. And right here it says points to spend. We have 21 available points to spend in any of these categories. And currently our dog is level 1. Now, to level up your dog, to get these skill points you need to spend, all you have to do is give them a training treat. So if we sit the dog down, I think he's trying to attack a zombie out here. If we sit the dog down and then we right-click him with a training treat, it will level him up. And we can see he's now level 2 and he's gained 1 skill point to use. So you can keep using the treats on your dog over and over until they reach level 34. You can see right there, your dog is too high level to gain anything from these treats. So there is a maximum level of 100 for dogs, and if you want to go above the level 34, you're going to need to craft a super treat. And to craft a super treat, all you have to do is take 8 of these training treats and surround them around a piece of melon. and that will give you a super treat. And with the super treat, of course, that will allow you to level up your dog past level 34. So once again, with the super treats, you'll see that eventually we'll also hit a limit here. And that limit is level 67. So if your dog is level 67 and you want him to go any further, you're going to need to craft the master treat. And to craft the master treat, you take 8 super treats and surround them, or surround a diamond with those super treats, and that will give you the master treat, allowing you to give your dog as many master treats as you want. But I guess as long as you want level 100, because that is, can't go higher than that. Your dog has achieved the maximum level. So there you go. You use level 100. We have 120 points to spend, which allows us to fully level up 8 of these categories here. So you're not going to be able to get everything out of your dog. You're going to have to get multiple dogs if you want to explore all the different skill points and skill categories you can use. But once you've decided that you want to choose a category to level up into, you'll see that each of these categories here has a requirement item next to them. So, for instance, let's go with Hellhound. Hellhound needs a piece of netherrack to level him up in. So if you have available skill points like we do, and we grab a netherrack here, you'll see that will give him a skill point. He has 1 point in Hellhound. Now, as you can see, there are 12 different categories to put your skill points into, so I'm not going to go over each one. I'll talk about some of the interesting ones, like Hellhound here. So, to show off the Hellhound ability, we are going to spawn a zombie out here. So, we'll spawn a zombie, and we'll pick up our dog. And if we throw the command emblem at this zombie, you'll see that the zombie will be set on fire. And that is from the Hellhound ability. Now, you can see our dog was kind of weak there. It took him a few hits to be able to kill that zombie. So if we want to improve our dog's attack damage, we're going to need to put some points into the Black Pelt ability. Now, as you can see, if I try to give my dog the leather that he needs to level up into that ability, it won't work. And that is because dogs need to be at full health before you can put any skill points into them. So we're going to give our dog the max hunger here. And then once he's all healthy, we should be able to give him this leather. And you can see his tail's going up. That means he is getting more and more healthy. So we'll give him a minute to recover from that battle. Now, I've gone ahead and given our dog a few points in a few different categories, so we'll go over each one. The Hellhound, when you level this up, of course, it allows your dog to set enemies on fire. But the more you level it up, the longer the fire lasts. Doggy Dash allows them to move faster when attacking, so pretty good to get those follow-up hits. A Hunter Dog is really cool. Any enemy that your dog kills will drop double the loot, which is pretty cool. And then Pack Puppy here gives your dog an inventory that you can access. So if you control right-click him, you can see that there's a little inventory in here that we could fill with some stuff if we wanted to. Now, I think we gotta test this guy out, and I've given him some abilities here. So we will spawn a zombie again, and I've gotta give him the command emblem. So, set him up, and tell him to attack that zombie, and there we go. So, as you can see, our dog is doing pretty well for himself. He's very strong, he can attack super fast, and he's giving us more loot from enemies, which is really cool. And like I said, there's so many categories in here that we're not going to go over each and every one, but the MCF page, I believe, has all of them listed and what they do, so you can check that out for yourself. And of course, the README file that comes with the mod download also has that listed. So look at each one and decide what you want your dogs to do in your world. But there is one category that we are going to take a look at, and that is the Wolf Mount category. It's pretty cool, and it actually has several interactions with other abilities in this list. So let's take a look at this. So if you take your Wolf Mount ability, which you need a saddle for, so we'll give him a saddle, and now you can see that he has 1 point in Wolf Mount. Now, Wolf Mount is exactly what it sounds like. It allows you to ride your dog, and the way to do that is to jump and right-click your dog. And now I am riding on top of our dog here. You can kind of see if we go into third person here, We are moving very, very fast. And the reason we're moving so fast is actually because we have points in the doggy dash skill, which increases the wolf mount speed. So, like I said, Doggy Dash has two different abilities. Without wolf mount, it allows your dog to attack faster, and with wolf mount, it allows you to move faster with your dog. And I don't know, I think this mod is just really awesome. There's so many unique things you can do with dogs. It makes them so much more worthwhile, and it takes a while to be able to get your dog all trained up. Of course, like I said, since you only have so many points, you'll have to have multiple dogs to be able to see them all, um, which is also pretty cool. It gives you a reason to go out and tame more dogs in your world. But I think that is it for the Doggy Talents mod. Of course, if you want to check this mod out for yourself, there's a link to the MCF page in the description. So try it out and let me know what you think about this. But until then, I will see you next time.